Hello guys, welcome to Thermomix Adventures. My name is Lisa Keegan and I'm a Thermomix consultant team leader, and here today to show you how quickly you can whip up a dinner in a Thermomix. Now tonight I'm making a beautiful peanut chicken. It's from our cookie dough collection. Come along today because I want to show you my shortcut, so this is even faster than the original recipe. So I'm going to go straight to start cooking. If the Thermomix wants to catch up with me today, I think it's got a dirty screen. There we go. Okay, first things first is 3 garlic cloves into the Thermomix. I've got mega garlic cloves today. Do say hi if you're watching today. I'd love to know if you know what you're having for dinner. Do share it. I'm trying to get this on early so I can go join the kids at the swimming pool. 30 grams of fresh ginger. Now think of each, 30 grams. Each gram as a teaspoon. Each 10 grams as a teaspoon. So I'm using powdered because that's what I've got here with us in the caravan. You can do the same. 40 grams of oil. There it is. I'm thinking, where did that go? 40 grams, just tear that back. And I'm actually going to, here we go. Now, if you don't want 40, cut it down a little bit. That's okay. It is a curry and it's beautiful. So it's up to you as to whether you put in the 40 or not. On with the lid, let's chop that garlic clove down. Give it a spin. 3 seconds is all it takes. So quick. Let me show you the outcome of that. All right. Look at that. Chopped garlic in no time. How cool is that? So click on next, scrape down the sides, and now insert the measuring cup. They want you to chop it again. Skip that. Don't have time for that. And now they're going to cook it off for 2 minutes. Now I'm going to give you some hints and tips in this 2 minutes. It is important you cook off your garlic, and particularly if it's fresh ginger, because it sweetens it. It makes it beautiful. Otherwise you do get quite a bitter taste to it. Now a couple of tips for making this even faster is I often grab my chicken and I pre-dice it up and I put it in one of these awesome little silicone bags, okay? I freeze it flat so that when I then need it, because I don't know about you guys, but I go through phases of not being fully organized. So like tonight we're in, the kids are going to be hungry in the next half an hour, 40 minutes, and I need to have it ready, but I didn't have it defrosted. I'm going to put this in a hot sink of water. It's pre-chopped and it'll be ready then to go in the Thermomix once this sauce is cooked, which is one of my tips for this recipe, is that you don't have to pull this recipe apart and actually do it. You'll see in a moment. It asks us to put the sauce aside, then steam veggies and rice and the chicken, and that step you can put this meat in and cook it in the sauce. So I'm going to show you that in a second. This is amazing. This is smelling absolutely divine. But yes, if you are one of these people like me that kind of flies by the seat of your pants at times, freeze it flat, dice it up beforehand, and then when you get it out, it just takes a couple of minutes to be able to, in a hot sink of water, to let it break apart. Love these bags. They are watertight as well and really sturdy. You guys have seen me store leftovers of sauces, and even when I've done the double batches in these, amazing, just perfect. So check them out in the mix shop. All right, we are nearly done. It's 110 degrees of 120. We always know our inside temperature, which is super handy. And then the next couple of ingredients. Now it does ask for orange juice. I don't have orange juice, but I have oranges. So I'm going to put in orange segments, chunks of oranges. These are actually a bit sad. They're actually a bit dry. They were forgotten under the bed in the caravan for a good few weeks, maybe 3 weeks. So I've cut out the kind of the browner bits. I'm going to chuck them in, and I'm going to remember to juice them down in there. So I'll show you that in a second once we get to that step. I have been known to forget it though. Hopefully I won't today. What I might actually do is I might preempt my forgetfulness, and I might actually chuck them in now. This is smelling amazing. Can you hear that sizzle? It's beautiful. Okay, I'm going to preempt it, the fact that I'll probably forget otherwise. I'm just going to jump out of my recipe, pushing the house key. We don't buy orange juice. We've never bought orange juice. We always make it. It's so easy. Check out my YouTube video on making orange juice. I think there's hang on, just give us a check a second. Speed 7. Doesn't take long. That's less than 10 seconds and it's done. Yeah, check out the orange juice recipe on Cookie Dough if you want to make your own orange juice in the Thermomix. It's so incredibly simple. All right, so that's mushed that down to nothingness, okay, which is what we need. Let's now, if you need it thinner, just a little side note, if you've got children or spouses or maybe yourself who don't like texture in things, you can actually get to this next step with the coconut cream. I'm putting coconut cream into it, not coconut milk, sorry. You can actually get to this next step and blitz this down like you would your veggie stock. So put 1 minute on the timer, speed 10, let it go, and this will make it silky smooth. Okay, so just a little side note, if you do have people in your life that like things without texture. Okay, now you can see it says 400 grams. This can is only 270, but see, it was milk it was asking for, and I've got cream. So the way that you actually, number one, can save money with the Thermomix is buying the real deal cream with no additives, no thickeners in it, and then you actually water it down yourself, which is so easy. Okay, because that's literally, if you read the can on the coconut milk, you will see it's got coconut cream and water if you buy the pure stuff. Okay, all right, there we go, 400 grams, in we go. Okay, next up is peanut butter, and it is a whole lot of peanut butter. Now normally if I was at home, you guys would know that I would probably make this myself, but we are out and about at the moment, and buying the real ingredients is, number one, not cheap when you're on the road, but it's also hard to source them at times. Normally you would see me milling this up myself. I have put real peanuts into this recipe and milled it down as well. Works well as well. So by all means, real peanuts, that 1 minute on the timer, and blitz it down at this step. You will get it silky smooth then. You can see it's a fair amount of peanut butter. It's a good half a jar, possibly a little bit more, which is why it's so lovely to be able to mill that down yourself. Sorry if you have a nut allergy, you kind of can't, you know, it is a peanut dish. It's a satay. It's literally a beautiful satay. So that's close enough. Next, some soy sauce. Now this can make or break it. Make sure you've got a lighter soy sauce, otherwise it's going to be far too salty. Which if you've got a dark soy sauce, just put in half as much. And I'm going to go on the lighter side. I'm going to go for about 70 because mine's a tamari or tamarai, however you pronounce it, which is a gluten-free soy sauce. Just a tip for those of you who are GF. There's my orange juice, taken care of that already. Says some dark brown sugar. I'm just going to use my rice malt, keep it fructose free. My tummy will appreciate that. Play with your sugar amounts in this recipe. You may not find it requires that full amount. That's really personal taste, isn't it? Don't completely miss it though. I think you'll notice the difference. You'll tell me it's not quite right. Sesame oil, don't have any of that, just going to skip it. Okay, this is a special like chili sauce. I don't have any chili sauce in the caravan. I don't think I've even got, we don't do spice. No, I don't even have anything to replace it with. I'm just going to skip it. However, if your family like a bit of bite to things, if they like a small bite, put some sweet chili sauce in. If they like a big bite, by all means make this or buy this, or just put a really decent pinch of your chili powder into it. Okay, really easy way to do that. It does already have those elements of, I think it's called a sriracha sauce, which is like a strong sweet chili sauce. So you've already got those elements in here because you've got the sugar in there already. 5 minutes, 120 degrees, spin to speed 1. So what happens after 5 minutes normally is it asks you to put this aside in a thermo server to keep it nice and piping hot, while you then put rice in the bowl. You put your varoma on top with veggies and your chicken on top. Now what I prefer to do instead is I much prefer putting my chicken straight into the sauce and cooking it for 15 minutes. Varoma, speed 1, reverse. Please remember reverse. Okay, that then gets all this cooked, and then I much prefer to put the rice and load up the varoma with veggies to overflowing if I want, and then you've got it all done that way instead. So I find I can get more capacity out of loading the varoma with lots of veggies if I want to. Now tonight I'm actually going to skip that altogether. I'm fortunate enough to have 2 Thermomixes, so I'll actually go outside to the one in the car and I'm going to put rice on in the car. It's going to cook for the 20 minutes while this is cooking shortly for 15 minutes with this in. I will actually, just on a side note, it's frozen still. It will be enough defrosted that I'll be able to break it apart, but I will put 20 minutes. So it'll be 20 minutes, varoma, reverse speed 1. Now, one more tip for the road before we go. So this will be done in 20 minutes, how cool is that? But one more tip. You may find depending on your peanut butter, sometimes I get it burns to the bottom after the cook time. Okay, and it seems to be, I think it's the peanut butter that does it. Maybe it's that sesame oil, I'm not sure. If you do that, 1 cup of water, so it's about that much water in your Thermomix base, 1 tablespoon of citric acid. Use your kettle feature if you're on a TM6. If you're on a TM5 or a TM31, put it onto varoma for about 5 minutes probably to heat up that water till it's boiling. Then get your spatula inside, wipe it off, and all those marks will come off the bottom with ease, absolute ease. So it's amazing. It's such an easy way to get your bowl back to sparkling new. Just don't spill your citric acid on the dark components because it's an acid, it will take the colour out. So that's it from me today. I hope you've enjoyed. Give this recipe a go if you've not tried it before, and especially if you're a satay lover. This is phenomenal. Again, there's different ways of doing the second step. Mine will be meat goes in and cooks in that beautiful sauce for 20 minutes. So take care. If you need clarification, give me a text message, a DM, PM, whatever suits. But I am here to help you get the most out of your Thermomix. So I do hope you're enjoying these videos and inspired to try these recipes. Take care.